Yeah, but this is a legit super fight, and this is a legit super fight as well. You know, it's a great fight. This is to me, it's a fantastic fight. The integers which decide this fight are fascinating to me. And just hopefully, well, no one's going to miss weight in this one anyway. At least that's what happens, unless someone slips and I'm fucking jinxing it now. Daniel Cormier come in.
Have that already.
Have that already. I'll start it off on this one and how I see this fight and what I think about it. Look, I watched a good bit of Daniel Cormier footage. I watched a good bit of Stipe Miocic footage, and this is one of those fights again. We see it a good bit where when you get to this, top level of MMA, you get people who maybe haven't encountered other people as good as the person they're about to encounter at what the person they're about to encounter does. And sometimes, you have, Tyron Woodley against Damian Maia, who's, polar opposites. One's a striker, a wrestler, one's jiu-jitsu artist, or, McGregor against Habib, if that was to happen or whatever, polar opposites. But this is similar type of fighters. They're different in what they do, but they're similar in what they want to do. Both of these guys want to go forward. They want to attack. They want to land as many strikes as they can onto you. They want to hurt you. If they take you down, they don't just want to lay on top of you. They want to hurt you. They want to pass guard. They want to get to your back. They want to land lots of shots. And when you have a fight like that, and two guys who want to do that exact same thing in different ways, of course, but when you have two people who want to do the same thing, that is very fascinating to me. And that's one of the most fascinating things in MMA. Who is going to get that front foot? I talk about it so often, when we're previewing fights, but who is going to get it? Is it going to be Stipe with his power, with his jab, with his 1-2s, with his leg kicks? Is it going to be Cormier with his output, with his wrestling, with his clinch, with his leg kicks as well? Who's gonna get that? I think that's the first big thing coming into this fight, and to me, that's where the breakdown of this matchup gets, and we'll get more into it as we go along. But to me, that fascinates me a lot. Are you of a similar mind?
Yeah, I am, and I think I've thought about this fight a lot, and I think I'm gonna pick against what I should pick. Thinking about it, how it's technically gonna break down. Mm-hmm. I just have a feeling it's gonna go the other way for some reason. I think on paper, Stipe should win. His punches are straighter. Cormier is a bit loopy with his punches, and on paper, maybe Cormier has a slight wrestling advantage, but I don't see that playing a factor in the fight. I think this is going to be nearly all a stand-up fight, and maybe if Cormier is the win, he's going to clinch, and he's going to just push forward like he did I know he got knocked out against Jones, but he was doing pretty well in the first round at least, and second round with the pressure he was putting on and just eating anything that Jones could throw at him and going forward. And I think logically, I think Stipe is a safe pick, but I just have a feeling. I just think Cormier is gonna win this. I think at a heavyweight, this doesn't even make sense really, technically in the fight, but at heavyweight nobody stays on top for long because they hit so hard, and I think Daniel Cormier can take a big shot. I think he proved that against Anthony Johnson, and even against Jones, where he took some big shots, and he's taken some big shots in the past, and he's able to walk through them. And Stipe, he's taken some big shots, but Stipe, Stefan Struve, TKO'd him standing. I know it was a long time ago, but I could see something similar to that, where he gets hurt and he can't get away due to the pressure that Cormier will put on him. If Cormier does start touching him up, I think he'll up the tempo, and I think Cormier is going to win this one, even though I don't know. I just, for some real weird reason, if I had to, technically on paper, I think Stipe is more likely, but I have a feeling that Cormier is going to do this.
Mm-hmm. When going back watching, and I mentioned it earlier on about them not meeting anyone like their opponent on Saturday before, especially for Stipe. He has never met anyone close to DC. If he'd fought Kane, you'd have some hope. There's no one really. He's who has he fought that pushes him back the way DC would with that amount of output, with that wrestling? Not really. Has DC fought someone like what Stipe will do? I think he has in Alexander Gustafsson. I think that's the most important fight to go back and watch. Now, I think Gustafsson, it doesn't hit as hard as Stipe, and it's faster than Stipe, but it's a similar sort of thing. I think he does, he's similar enough footwork when they get close to Stipe Miocic, he will do the step back in and hit you with a 1-2, or hit you with a straight shot, or hit you with a lovely left hand, or a left hook coming in. He'll hit you with those leg kicks like Stipe likes to do as well. I think, and I think DC has kind of faced that, and faced and I get to the power in a second, but face someone who can do that actually, I think, better than Stipe Miocic does it, or not necessarily better, but faster and more technical and cleaner than Stipe actually does it. Now Stipe does it very well as well, so I think that's an advantage going in here for DC.
Yeah, and when you're talking about having fought Gustafsson and stuff, just the way that ever since Daniel Cormier started doing MMA, he's been training with Cain Velasquez the whole time in AKA.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they've been preparing each other for fights. Like, Cormier imitates one guy and Cain imitates the other, and like in most camps, like, you kind of try and fight that style. So I just think I don't know. It's a weird one, because usually I always go with the technique and who I think is going to win, but I just think Daniel Cormier is going to do this one. I think that pressure is going to be too much, even though Stipe has dealt with that before. I think that the pressure that Daniel Cormier brings is actually extra hard to deal with.